Idrisu Mustafa.
And coming up over the next 90 minutes. Facilities by irate youth suspected to be members of the National Democratic Congress who were seeking to take position following a decisive win by John Dramani Mahama over the weekend at the polls. We'll be at some of the centers to bring you an update. Also coming up, confusion rocks the Greater Accra Regional Coalition Center, where minutes ago the NDC candidate was declared MP elect. Okay, now the no.
John Dramani Mahama to be cautious in appointing ministers.
That's in 50 minutes from the Citi Business Desk. Right away, I'm taking you to the Greater Accra Regional Office of the Electoral Commission, where the coalition for the Ablekuma North constituency election, parliamentary election, is happening. It's been happening for the past 2 days or so. The NDC candidate has just been declared the victor. Now, the Honorable Friye, the former member of parliament for the area who is a candidate, has just finished speaking to the media. The Greater Accra Regional Chairman of MPP, Divine Agohom, is speaking. Let's take it that now. As soon as we have it, but the update is that the NDC parliamentary candidate has been declared the winner in that particular fiercely contested coalition, which had to move from the coalition office of the constituency here in Ablekuma North to the Greater Accra Regional Office of the Electoral Commission, where the Electoral Commission has had to do a forced coalition. Now, this particular coalition started yesterday. There was a lot of back and forth. It was suspended, and then it continued today. Now, our man, Fred Duho, who has been covering the place all afternoon, has been sending series of reports, and he says that the EC wanted to declare what it collated yesterday, and this was after chaos broke out. Louver blades at the EC office were broken. There was an assault on the offices, if you like, and in the melee, the NDC candidate was declared the winner by the Electoral Commission's returning officer for Ablekuma North. He was given, or he made this announcement under police protection, and we are told that he declared based on 219 pink sheets that he obtained from the coalition center. Do remember that the lots of the coalition pink sheets had been destroyed following an arson attack on the offices of the Electoral Commission. In Ayensuano, in the eastern region, we are receiving information that the NDC candidate there has been declared the winner as well. That was also one place where there was a heated coalition exercise. Ni Amate Kanako, our correspondent, says that the Ayensuano EC office has been set on fire by unknown men amidst protests by concerned NDC members. The Ayensuano district office of the Electoral Commission, located at Esuboy, has been set on fire by some unknown persons, burning all electoral materials and devices used for the just ended elections in the constituency. It is unclear the motive behind the unfortunate incident, which was noticed moments when a group known as Ayensuano Concerned Youth were on a protest stormed the office of the Electoral Commission to do the burning. That's Ayensuano. We have another report from our page. The Electoral Commission has directed all political parties to withdraw party supporters from the coalition centers, and the Fifi Kwete, the General Secretary of the NDC, has issued a statement asking NDC supporters to withdraw from the coalition centres. Let's go to Fred Duho. Fred Duho has been at the Greater Accra Regional Office of the Electoral Commission, and he's just joining me now. Fred, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. I could not get the feed of what the Honourable Efriye has been saying, that the defeated NPP parliamentary candidate for the Ablekuma North constituency. But how did it come to an end, the coalition that was very rancorous and chaotic?
EC to make an entry into East Summary seat. So the process went on the whole of yesterday, and they've been able to collate 219 polling center results from the pink sheets. It was around 8 p.m. when the parties involved, the EC, said they were tired, they would want to continue today. And so they scheduled to start here at 10 a.m. We got here at exactly 9:30. We saw the scene outside the Electoral Commission's office, where the NDC supporters were there in their numbers. The police had a very tough time controlling the crowd. The supporters went ahead to block the road. That was actually cleared later by the police through a lot of conversation they had on the whole issue. Then they proceeded to today, where they came to the coalition center at the 10 a.m. When they got here, the EC officials were not present. So the EC officials got here around 11 to 12. And when they came, the one man who represented the regional director, the name has been given as Apostle Watson. He gave the directive, or said that there is a directive from the EC head office indicating that the collation at all 9 constituencies outstanding, as indicated by the EC chairperson during the declaration of the presidential result yesterday, all have been suspended indefinitely. the parties involved did not take it kindly with that directive. And so the NPP and NDC said they've agreed that they will continue with their coalition today. And so that directive should not even come to play in the first place. So they were agitated. The leadership of the NDC moved outside to inform the teaming supporters outside. Then they headed towards the Electoral Commission headquarters. We followed them with our life pack. And then we got to the Ridge roundabout, where I got in touch with one of the leaders, and he made me aware that the EC has redirected that they should come back to the coalition center and continue with their coalition, because they do not, even though the EC officials indicated that their lives are at risk coming to this coalition center, they feel that since they have indicated that the police are here in their numbers, they can proceed to do the coalition.
So okay, continue.
Prior to that conversation of even the EC head office giving directive for them to return to this coalition center, Sam George, the MP for Ningo Prampram, placed a call to the Deputy Director of EC, Dr. Bosmanasari, and it was on loudspeaker, so we all heard the conversation. On the other side of the phone, Dr. Bosmanasari indicated that their men who are EC officials have been threatened, and some to some large extent have been assaulted, and so they do not think it is safe for their officers to come to this same coalition center to do the coalition and declaration of the 61 centers that were left or remaining, the results that were remaining. Sandra, the truth of the matter is, when we got here in the morning, in the coalition center, we realized that the police officers moved in early enough to arrange the room, the coalition center, such that they will not permit anyone into the coalition center. So we've seen crash barriers all in the room. The media even has been asked to be behind the crash barriers. So, there is designated place for almost everyone. Only party agents were allowed to the desk, and then the rest of the supporters were supposed to be outside. So ordinarily, the coalition was going to happen in a very cordial manner per the agreement before the EC directive came to, muddy the waters. And that has been largely the situation. Now, when the directive was given for them to return to the coalition center to proceed, they came, and for over 3 good hours, the parties couldn't agree to proceed from where they left off yesterday. And the situation is that NPP says they have all 281 pink sheets, soft copies for that matter, on their laptops. NDC says they have some pink sheets which are hard copies, and so they rely on that. Now, EC doesn't have a pink sheet at all. So in this case, they want to form a triangle or probably find a common ground of consistency. So if NPP has a pink sheet or a soft copy, NDC has a hard copy, then if they mention the figures and it tallies, if NDC gets, let's say, 200, NPP 300, and then they mention it and it tallies for a particular polling center, then the EC will enter that in their records because there is consistency. Only for NPP to now say that if NDC is saying they do not have some of the pink sheets, the EC must rely on their soft copy. Bear in mind, the EC doesn't have any pink sheet, not even a soft copy nor hard copy. NDC says they do not have. So in this case, they would have to now rely solely on a single pink sheet to make a determination, which the NDC objected to. And so it became quite chaotic, rancorous in the whole coalition center. Louver blades were broken. From time to time, you see this whole place becoming so unsafe for anyone to be here. But we've managed to bring our viewers and our listeners all the needed details there is to this whole conversation. The last and the concluding part of this whole conversation is that because the regional director actually came in, she couldn't withstand the pressure, and she actually went out of the coalition center. But the returning officer for the Ablekman North constituency, whose name I've heard as Mr. Boateng, was detained here, and he was compelled to declare the results based on the 219 collated results as at yesterday, since they couldn't forge ahead to agree on the way and modalities to continue with the collation of the 61 remaining pink sheets.
When you say he was compelled to declare, who did the
him to step out of the collation center until they hear a result out of the Ablekuma North constituency. They want to be sure that the results are declared before they allow the returning officer to leave the premises. So by that, the NDC supporters compelled the returning officer to proceed to declare same. I did not hear the outcome of that result to put across because of the noise.
But he has declared the NDC parliamentary candidate. That's what our other reporter in the room with you has sent us. So it means that the NDC candidate has been declared. There was this rule that was being discussed yesterday around 75% of the pink sheets. Was that the conclusion they got to before making the determination that he should make the declaration, or they were simply saying there's no pink sheet left, at least we don't have any pink sheets left, use what you have to declare what you ought to do?
Well, on the basis of the 65% they claim the CI they are working with, which is the CI 127, they feel that the EC can proceed to make a declaration on that basis, and so they do not want the situation where the EC officer would leave here without making a declaration. So he had no choice than to proceed to make the declaration on same.
Yesterday, when a similar situation happened for the Okaikwe Central constituency, after the returning officer of the EC made the declaration, he was invited by the NDC officials there to hold the hand of the candidate aloft and say that this is the person who has been elected. Did you see a similar thing happening today? Did this person hold the NDC candidate's hand aloft to say that this is a person by my authority who is MP-elect for Ablekuma North?
Well, that couldn't happen because the situation in the room wouldn't permit that. By the time he finished doing the declaration, he was immediately whisked away by the policemen present at the collation center. To be honest, no person was arrested, despite all the chaos happening right before the eyes of the police officers present in this particular room. The Accra Regional Police Commander, DCOP Kwesi Ahin, was present with his men, and the declaration happened in that regard.
Okay, now let's talk about the other party, the candidate that was not declared the winner, the Honorable Friye, who is a former MP for the constituency and the parliamentary candidate of the MPP. I saw you on TV earlier interviewing her, and also the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the MPP, Divine Agohom. What have they been saying to you?
For the PC, the parliamentary candidate, Honorable Friye, she indicated that the declaration was done under duress, and they do not consider that as a declaration, and so they will take it up. And the fact that they have all the 281 pink sheets, which is in soft copies, they had wanted to make that available to the EC to make or authenticate the veracity of the signatures on the face of the pink sheet. That they would do. And then again, she noted that all what has happened here is not free, fair, neither is it transparent. And so they will make sure they take this issue up and do not leave it at this. The chairman for the Greater Accra Regional, for the NPP, that is in the person of Agohom, he also re-emphasized that what played out before his eyes is totally uncalled for. It doesn't enhance our democracy in any way, and he believes that the situation must be revisited and the necessary corrections effected for sanity to prevail in the Ablekuma North constituency as far as the 2024 general elections are concerned.
Fred, there was an earlier submission you made about a phone call that was made to a deputy chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Eric Bosmanasari. Can you repeat what you said happened? Who called who and who listened to what, and what did you hear?
MP for Ningu Pram Sam George placed a call to Dr. Bosmanasari, seeking to understand why the directive was given for the suspension of the collation and declaration of results for the Ablekman North constituency, because that is the only pending constituency in the Greater Accra region. And then we went out and chanced on that conversation, and because it was on loudspeaker, we overheard Dr. Bosmanasari indicate that his men, to paraphrase him, his men were assaulted yesterday, they don't feel safe, and the report they received from the regional director for the Greater Accra region in charge of the Electoral Commission indicates that some of their men were beaten, and so they do not think that is a conducive atmosphere for their men to work. Indeed, they want a conducive atmosphere devoid of any violence and the safety of their men, and so they proceeded to, he actually indicated that they will not allow their men to proceed with the exercise. But the Honorable Sam George challenged that decision and indicated that that would hold because the security arrangements here, the director of CID was present yesterday. If there was anything to do with security, that should be a report coming from the police, the police outfit, and not the EC director. Is he trying to, as it were, cast a bit of or doubt the competency of the police people present at the collation center? And so there was nothing untoward that happened yesterday, and so they would want him to really consider his decision to suspend the collation. And Dr. Bosmanasari said, okay, well, he will get back to him after a conversation. The NDC supporters then entered their vehicles. I mean, the leadership, Sam George and co, entered their vehicle, and the supporters also had the same memo, and so they all proceeded. They started walking towards the Ridge Runabout, heading towards the EC headquarters. I do not want to believe if the EC head office saw a signal that there are people marching towards their office, and so quickly a directive was then given again, reversing the initial decision to suspend the collation and declaration. And so the people came back that the green light has been given finally for them to proceed to do their collation and the declaration of the Ablekman North constituency results. They got here and it's been more than 3 to 4 hours. They couldn't agree on the modalities to proceed. And then the whole place got chaotic, and they have to declare the results based on what they collated yesterday.
Okay, now what is the atmosphere now that the declaration has been done for one party and they have, or at least Efri has spoken to you, they disagree with the declaration. What is happening now? Have they withdrawn? Because there's a statement that Fifi Kwete issued, General Secretary of NDC, asking party supporters to withdraw from the coalition centers. Is there anything else happening at the regional coalition office?
The coalition center is currently empty, completely empty. It's left with me and my camera technician, basically trying to file this report both on TV and on radio. I mean, when the declaration took place, the crowd just vanished quickly. They've gone outside to relay that information to their teaming supporters who have been waiting outside since morning for the jubilation probably to take place from outside. So, as we speak, the coalition center is empty. But Sandra, before we conclude, there are about 15 CCTV cameras in the coalition center alone. And so if the police would want to apprehend anyone who caused mayhem, that shouldn't be difficult at all. And largely, security was tight, but the surprising thing is no one was arrested.
Thank you so much, Fred, for speaking to us.
Welcome.
So So that's Fred Duho. He's a man who has been at the Greater Accra Regional Coalition Center since yesterday, reporting on that very rancorous and chaotic Ablekuma North coalition exercise. And now, as we have it there, the candidate of the NDC has been declared the winner in that particular election. That is what has happened a moment ago. And the Electoral Commission's returning officer for the area is the one who declared Irabna Obin of the NDC as the parliamentary candidate elect, or the MP elect rather, in Ablekuma North constituency against the Honorable Efriye, who had contested earlier that particular seat on behalf of the NPP. So the information is that Ablekuma North at least has been cleared. Ayensua North, though, is very, very disruptive. The Electoral Commission office in Ayensua North has been set ablaze. Now, while this is happening on the coalition side of things, there is a thug of youth whom are largely described as NDC members who have targeted various installations and have been trying to take position and also vandalizing places. We'll be touching base with some of the centers that they visited. The Ghana Gas Company, for instance, came under attack. We're told that some workers of NPA were held hostage, Ghana Gas workers as well, and then the ports and harbors area. We'll be bringing you updates on all of these issues and find out from the police administration what exactly is happening. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. My name is Umaru Sandamadu, broadcasting from our radio studio here with Hawa Idris. We are also live on our television channel, Channel 1 TV.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Auntie can cook.
The beans in an armament ground. But they're not spices here what Jenny say. Then good taste. If you say you're the natural spices and I mean you're on all purpose, stew, noodles, curry and nutmeg and a jollof. Dead spices. Taste yummy. Taste lemon. Dead spices. Taste gay inside. FDIG in Kratoria too.
Oh, jump on now. Go, go me. And what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action. No, Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, they make a finish my go be fast then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside? I give you info. Make a fill the go be too small. Go. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Accra. My name is Umaru Sandamadu here with Hawa Idrisu. We are following for you the confusion at a number of coalition centers, one in Ayenswano in the eastern region and the Greater Accra Regional Coalition Center, where the Ablekuma North NDC parliamentary candidate has just been declared the PC or the Member of Parliament elect, which announcement is not received by the MPP on a good note. We are also hearing that there's some information from the Electoral Commission headquarters itself. We'll be getting that information for you in a bit. We'll be going to the eastern region where the Ayenswano office of the Electoral Commission has been set ablaze. We'll be speaking to Niamaka Amate Kanaku, our correspondent there. While we are doing all of this, we also have eyes on a number of installations where we have seen irate youth invade today, destroying and vandalizing and holding people hostage. We'll be going live to these places to understand what exactly the situation is now. Some of our reporters are under police protection as they report from this sentence. In the meantime, let me bring some of your messages. Courage sends a message from Koforidua, and he says, I think the NPP should simply concede defeat all around and stop embarrassing themselves. Ghana has won and we are happy. Baba Chairman in Tamale says the looting, vandalism and naked robbery by persons suspected to be NDC sympathizers is very sad and barbaric. So is this the reset we were promised? More messages. Babamu in Tamale says, in fact, it is a surprise that these hooligans from NDC are attacking government institutions. I think Mr. John Mahama should call his party to order. Another one from Akapol Jr. in Hafomim says, we agree with the fact that the NDC has won the general election, but the rate at which party thugs are destroying state property is getting out of hands. We beg the president-elect to call his people to order to the country so that the country can keep enjoying the harmony we were enjoying before he was elected. Alasan Hamdan from Nyoi South says, it's MPP who taught us the elections are won at the polling station. Where were her agents? That's in reference to Honorable Ekuye Friye, who has been declared the loser in the Ablekuma North election. Let's go to Ayenswano in the Eastern region. Neo Niamate Kanako is our correspondent in the Eastern region. Neo, lots of stories coming through from Ayenswano. What was the standoff first of all, and what's the situation now?
Yes, thank you very much, Sanda. So from the Ayenswano area, we had information that there was going to be a press conference by the Member of Parliament for the area, Teddy. Following that, media personnel went to the area to cover the event. Now, the group, the aggrieved group, that is the NDC guys who went on a protest, indicating that they were not happy with the elections result, which was declared by the Electoral Commission after the coalition decided to visit the offices of the Electoral Commission to protest. So immediately they got there, they realized that fire was in part of the building. According to them, they are not even aware, they don't know the one who initiated the action in the first place. So they drew the attention of some community members around and also called the fire service to intervene. But unfortunately, they arrived very late when they got to the place. All the electoral items which were used for the just ended elections had burnt to the ground, including the building which the EC used to occupy. So that's the situation in the Ayenswano area as we speak now, Sanda.
Interesting. Now, the issue about the setting the place ablaze, do we know who did that exactly?
No, but some people we spoke to indicated that when they got to the place, immediately they got to the place, one gentleman decided to use the urinal behind the structure. That was when he saw somebody looking around the area. Moments after he left the place, they saw the smoke coming from the window behind the structure, and then they noticed that that person happened to be the one who did that. They quickly arranged to change him, but he got into the bushes and then left the area. So as we see now, the NDC has denied involvement in that particular incident and are calling on all relevant authorities to ensure they investigate and bring the perpetrators to book.
So do we have an MP elect for Ayenswano as yet, as declared by the Electoral Commission?
No. Per the declarations which were done by the EC, Ida Ajwa Esiedura of the NPP was declared the winner for the parliamentary seat, but John Dramani Mahama won in the Ayenswano area.
I don't get it. Hold on. So Jomama declared the winner for the Ayenswano constituency, and the MP,
Teddy, who happens to be the PC and the incumbent MP for the area, lost to Ida.
So the NPP parliamentary candidate. So the MP parliamentary candidate has been declared the winner.
So the NPP parliamentary candidate was declared the winner.
In Sawam Edwejire, you also said something about youth blocking roads.
Yes. So today the youth in the Sawam area this morning have been on rampage. Fortunately for them, they've not destroyed any property by the state or an individual. Theirs is they blocked some major roads in Sawo Madoji constituency, including a road called the Fire Service Road, which leads to the EC's office. They burned some ties in the particular area, and as we speak, they are still on the road burning ties. They want to send a signal, according to them, to the Electoral Commission to declare their parliamentary candidate Fume Selom as the PT elected for the Nsawam Adweji. According to them, all the collation they did with their pink sheet indicates that Fume has been elected the legitimate parliamentary member of parliament for the area. So they are really worried by the EC's continuous delay in declaring Fume as the PC, the MP elect for the area. Okay. Yesterday, the constituency executives, together with the regional executives for both parties, came to the Eastern Regional EC office in Koforidua for the collation, but the matter was referred to the national level for redress.
Thank you so much.
Speak now. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's Neil Niamati Kanaku. He's our correspondent in the Eastern region. Let's return to the Ablekuma North Constituency Coalition Center, which have been at the Greater Accra Regional Office. We have told you, and indeed Fred Duho has mentioned the returning officer for the Ablekuma North District Office of the EC as being the one who declared the NDC parliamentary candidate the MP-elect. A few minutes later, at the headquarters of the Electoral Commission, Samuel Tete, a deputy chairperson of the commission, addressed the press and said that declaration was null and void. Listen to him.
Contrary to legal requirements, what is currently transpiring is that political party supporters have besieged some collation centers and are threatening and physically abusing our staff and destroying property. In addition to that, these supporters of the political parties are ordering our staff under duress to declare results that are not reflected on the pink sheets. Our staff have indicated that despite the security presence, they feel extremely unsafe. The Commission is desirous of upholding the laws that govern its operations. And it is for that reason that the Commission has ordered that collation in Ablekuma North be halted temporarily until the proper legal and security structures are restored.
So that's Samuel Tete. He's the deputy chairperson of the Electoral Commission in charge of operations. Samuel Nate George is one of the NDC MPs we've been seeing since yesterday at the Coalition Center, the regional one. He was there for the Okaikwe Central Coalition and he was also there for the Ablekuma North Coalition. He's joined us on the line. Honorable MP for Ningo Pram and newly re-elected MP. Congratulations and welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Mario. I'm grateful and good evening to your listeners.
Talk to us about Ablekuma North. You were in the thick of affairs. The chairperson deputy of the EC has just said their officers were being ordered under duress to make the announcement that they made, and that one would include what happened a short while ago, which you supervised.
Well, Samuel Tete seems to be hallucinating and doesn't have the facts right. He was nowhere near the Greater Accra Regional Coalition Center. He does not know what transpired there, except Samuel Tete is acting on behalf of a political party and is no longer a neutral member of the Electoral Commission. Then he should wear the NPP's colors. Let's know that he is doing the bidding of the NPP. But if Samuel Tete wants to remain an independent electoral commissioner, then he should get his facts straight, get his facts right, and stop misrepresenting the facts. There is nothing factual about what Samuel Tete has said. You can call the EC officers and find out from them who was under duress or who had a gun put to their head to declare results. I mean, Samuel Tete, the days of him pandering to the NPP without any consequence are over. Clearly over. He either does his job objectively and independently, or we will call him out and hold him to account for it. because the comments I heard you play from him are grossly irresponsible and unbecoming of an independent electoral commissioner.
How is this unbecoming of an EC chairperson when he said that despite the presence of the police, their staff felt intimidated and everything they did there may not have been of their own volition? And what we saw in the video yesterday and today shows that these people were acting under duress, at least, even though they may not have been physically touched. The fact that they were taking orders from persons like yourself, for instance, he was asked yesterday to return to hold Sadiq, the winner for Okaiko Central, and declare him winner. A similar thing is happening now. And the EC at the national level is saying, wait a minute, this is not right, so suspend everything until there's calm. Do you not think that that is a fair point?
There is no fairness in there. This morning, we got there after we had suspended yesterday at almost 9 p.m. We get there this morning, and we are told that Jean Mensa has given a directive that the whole process should be put on hold. It came as a shock to both the NDC and the MPP. Your reporters were there. Fredo was there. He interviewed the MPP. The MPP made it clear they were prepared to continue. We said we were prepared to continue. In fact, it came to our knowledge that the directive that Samuel Tete is referring to from Jean Mensa was as a result of a claim or a report that had been made by the Greater Accra EC director that she was kidnapped yesterday. And the police commander of Greater Accra was present today and said, look, nothing of that sort happened yesterday. Nobody was kidnapped yesterday. She, as the regional director, did not have to engage in any activity. The regional director does not declare the results for a constituency. Let's get that clear. Jean Mensa herself is not the returning officer when it comes to any constituency election. Jean Mensa is the returning officer for the presidential election. When it comes to the parliamentary election, even the district or regional director of elections has no role to play. There is a constituency returning officer. It is that person who is the returning officer. Yesterday, in the case of Baba Sadiq and Patrick Boama, Mr. Degenu was the returning officer. Mr. Degenu has not complained to anybody that he was under duress. Today, you have Mr. Opon, who was the returning officer for Ablekuma North. He has not complained to anybody. In fact, he told the regional commander to my hearing that he would declare the results today. When the EC director came into the room around 4:30 or 5 p.m., she also made the point that we would declare the results today. Jean Mensa was the one who gave the green light for us to proceed. I spoke to Bosman Asare myself, and he told me he was going to communicate with Jean Mensa and the other commissioners and get back to us. Jean Mensa called the regional director and told Mrs. Pinker and told her to give the green light for the process to continue. So if Samuel Tete is saying that they had suspended it, he should go and check with Jean Mensa and stop speaking out of 10. Like I said, except he is seeking to be a partisan player, except he is seeking to be an officer of the NPP and the Electoral Commission, he should stop misinforming the public, because Jean Mensa gave the green light for the processes for Ablekuma North to proceed today. If anybody has a problem with it, they will go to court. It does not lie in Samuel Tete's mouth. Samuel Tete does not have any power by law to say that he is nullifying the result as declared by the returning officer at the constituency. He doesn't have that power. He is deceiving himself.
Under what power did the returning officer declare your parliamentary candidate for Ablekuma North elected?
We had completed 219 out of 281 polling stations. We got there today with an additional 26 pink sheets. And let's take for the record, the NPP came to the collation center without one single pink sheet. They claim that they came with scanned pink sheets. If you say you have scanned pink sheets, you must have scanned them from original pink sheets. provide us the original pink sheet. They couldn't provide them. How then do you authenticate digitally created pink sheets? How can the MPP claim that 281 pink sheets, they don't even have a single one? There was some incident at the district office where MPP thugs attacked the EC and bent the EC's pink sheet. The EC had already compiled 160 polling stations. Yesterday, we proceeded to provide them additional pink sheets, which took us to 219. The agreement was simple. There are three players in this election: the Electoral Commission, the NDC, and the NPP. Where we can find two of the players having their pink sheets, we will accept it. So whether the NDC and the NPP have it and the Electoral Commission don't have it, we will accept it. Where the NPP and the Electoral Commission have it and the NDC does not have it, we will accept it. Where the NDC and the Electoral Commission have it and NPP don't have it, we will accept it. But we will not accept a pink sheet from only one party. No, except that party is the Electoral Commission. So the NDC cannot bring a pink sheet when the NPP doesn't have one, a copy of the same, for us to accept it if the EC doesn't have one. And same with the NPP. And that's what we did yesterday. Yesterday, there were 3 polling stations where the NDC didn't have our pink sheets. The NPP said they had scanned copies. The EC said they had their own records. We accepted it as the NDC because once the EC says they have those figures and they match with the NPP's figures, we could not object to it. Today when we got there, with our new 26 polling stations to add to the 219 that was completed yesterday, the NPP says no, they won't allow us to go through that process. And that created a chaos. But if you have 218 out of 270, and the margin is much more consequential than what is outstanding, the EC has gone and said, I have to declare. If anybody has a challenge, right now, so long as the EC do not have the pink sheet for the outstanding polling station, the only way you can verify and authenticate what is on the face of the pink sheet is to go into the ballot box. Now, to go into the ballot box, you need a court order, and you need to be sure that the ballot boxes have been preserved in a manner that has not been compromised. Otherwise, the court will order a rerun in those individual polling stations. So we have completed our process with the Electoral Commission. The results as declared by the returning officer are valid. Samuel Tete of the Electoral Commission has no power to invalidate the decision and declaration of a constituency returning officer. Only a court of competent jurisdiction has that power. If anybody has deceived Samuel Tete, or it is his partisan political coloration that is making him assume those powers, well, he will be laughing on the wrong side of his mouth because he has been deceived.
So there's this 70% that you use as a basis for the declaration. Is it a convention? Is it a law?
Oh, Umaru, there are several instances where that has happened. So long as the remainder of the constituency or polling stations do not materially affect the results as declared, you proceed. In 2020, there's a Shiri also constituency. It was declared with just about 68% of polling stations. The MP came and sat in Parliament for 4 years.
So it's a convention, it's not a law.
I'm saying if anybody says that it is illegal, they should go to court.
I haven't said that. I'm just asking you for education because you used it yesterday. I wanted to know the basis. Is it a law? Is it a convention? That's what I needed to know.
Law is created by statute, by custom, or by convention. Any of them form basis of law. If something is illegal, go to court and go to court and let the court make a determination on it.
This particular one, was it a convention? Was it a statute, or it was?
I'll give you an example that Seshiri also in 2020 was determined by less than 70% of the polling stations. The MP sat in court in Parliament for 4 years. It was legal at that time.
So you are working. So you are working with the Ablekuma declaration as of this afternoon.
Because I'm saying that Samuel Tete does not have the power to invalidate the declaration of the returning officer. Only a court of competent jurisdiction has that power.
Very well.
If Samuel Tete is being partisan, he will be disappointed in his partisanship.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Grateful.
Now, Samonate George is a newly re-elected NDC MP for Ningo Pram Pram. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We'll be back with more. Please stay.
Be there as it happens.
Fun fact, did you know that most frogs can leap more than 20 times their body length? Yup, magical. Now just imagine your business with that kind of reach. Take that leap with Frog. Frog is a bulk SMS, voice messaging and IVR from Wiggle. User-friendly, fast and reliable. Get more features on one platform for all your bulk messaging needs. Whether you're a church, financial institution, school, corporate organization, or individual, if you need to reach people with your services, do it with Frog. Contact 0553 019 529 or 0552 809 558. Speak to us at www.wiggle.com.gh. Frog, a leap into greatness.
The Situation All White Christmas Party is back! It's Christmas Eve, forget the usual and step into the celebration like none other. The Situation All White Christmas Party is taking over the city with music, magic and memories waiting to be made. Think cozy vibes, electric beats and the perfect blend of festive cheer and wild energy all in one space. Date 24th December 2024. Venue The Underbridge, East Legon. Time 8 p.m. Dress code, it's an all-white affair. Come and dance like nobody's watching. Sip, mingle, make merry, and unwrap the ultimate Christmas Eve experience. Dress to impress, bring your holiday spirit, and let's make the Situation All White Christmas Party unforgettable. Call 0205-973-973 for table reservations and get ready to party! It's going to be lit at the Underbridge. The Situation All White Christmas Party 2024 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and proudly sponsored by Carlsberg Beer, Kiss Drinks, Series, Bell Ice, Verve du Vernet, Bushmills Irish Whiskey, and Blue Jeans Energy Drink.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Hawaii Drisu Mustafa. Details of our stories now. Energy sector stakeholders are urging President-elect John Dramani Mahama to be strategic in the appointment of ministers, particularly for the finance and energy portfolios. They underscore the significance of these two ministries in advancing the country's overall development. Daniel Odromensa evaluate the NDC's manifesto promises related to energy.
The NDC has committed to effectively managing the country's energy sector, outlining plans to restructure and realign both operational and regulatory agencies to improve sector efficiency, transparency, accountability, and governance where needed. Additionally, the party aims to develop a strategic framework that integrates the energy and power subsectors. It also plans to review and enforce the cash waterfall mechanism, ensuring that funds for the Electricity Company of Ghana and the ESLA are ring-fenced for their intended purposes. Regarding power sector development, the NDC plans to implement an energy transition strategy that will complement thermal and hydropower production with nuclear and other renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, biogas, waste-to-energy, and off-grid systems like mini hydropower. Meanwhile, energy sector stakeholders are stressing the importance of the NDC administration carefully selecting individuals to lead the ministries of energy and finance. Dr. Yusuf Sulemana is an energy strategist.
What I would say is that two ministries are key to achieving every government sustainability, and I'm not saying that all other ministries are not important. They are equally important, but if you get those two ministries wrong, you can be sure that you will not find your bearings. One is finance, the other one is energy ministry. So people who are supposed to put in charge there, the government has to be very careful. If you mess up these two ministries, you can be sure that you may not have a pivotal footprint, a hold on all other ministries, because these ministries, they are artery almost to other ministries. If they don't do well, you can be sure that everything might not go well. But I'm very confident that with the massive mandate handed over to this incoming administration, they have nothing but to succeed.
Energy analyst Yusuf Sulemana ending that report by Daniel Ojumensa. Now, individual borrowers emerged as the largest recipient of secured loans in the third quarter of 2024, claiming 35.6% of the total loan share. This represents a leap from the 19.6% recorded in the same period last year. Also, private enterprises, particularly SMEs, ranked second, securing 25.1% of the total loans, a slight dip from the 25.4% share recorded in quarter 3 of 2023. Here is more.
Micro businesses also saw growth, with their shares rising to 2.4% compared to 1.4% in quarter 3 of 2023. Meanwhile, other borrower categories collectively accounted for 10.1% of the loans, a decline from 14.4% during the same period last year. The total value of secured loans issued by banks and specialized deposit-taking institutions reached 5.6 billion in quarter 3 of 2024. Gender-specific data also highlights the rise in financial inclusion of women in secured loans. Loans to individual female borrowers and female-owned businesses surged by 79.7%, totaling 84,992 in quarter 3 of 2024, up from 47,309 a year earlier. Male borrowers and male-owned businesses, by comparison, recorded 9,802 loans during the period, representing a modest 15.5% year-on-year increase from 8,485 in quarter 3 of 2023. Female borrowers dominated the total loan volume, accounting for a staggering 89.7% share compared to the 10.3% for their male counterparts.
Emmanuel Opon came through with that report. Now, Ghana secured $56.02 million in foreign direct investment during the second quarter of 2024, with the manufacturing sector leading the charge. This highlights the country's growing appeal as a destination for global investors and a driver of economic growth. There is more in the following reports by Citi Business News' Daniel Sakiti.
The Ghana Investment Promotion Center in its second quarter report disclosed that it registered 37 projects in the second quarter of 2024 with a total estimated investment cost of $58.03 million. Notably, the foreign direct investment component accounted for $56.02 million, underscoring Ghana's growing appeal to international investors. The local investment contribution stood at $2.01 million, with initial capital transfers amounting to $8.06 million. The dominance of completely foreign-owned projects was evident, with 29 such ventures representing 78.4% of the total registered projects. These projects had an estimated investment value of $54.45 million. Joint ventures between Ghanaians and foreign investors comprised the remaining 8 projects, accounting for 21.6% of the total and contributing $3.58 million in investment. In terms of sectoral distribution, the manufacturing sector emerged as the leading recipient of FDI, securing $30.47 million from the 17 projects, solidifying its role as a cornerstone of Ghana's industrial ambitions. The sector not only attracted the highest FDI value, but also reflected a trend of sustained investor confidence in Ghana's industrial potential. The services sector followed with 10 projects, while the general trading sector attracted 7. Other sectors, including export trade, tourism, and building and construction, each registered a single project. The general trading sector notably garnered $17.4 million in FDI, highlighting its significance in Ghana's economic diversification efforts.
Daniel Sakiti filed that report. Now, global fintech company TapTapSend has assured that it is committed to adhering to all relevant regulations in the country. This comes after the company announced the resumption of its operations in Ghana after a brief break. The temporary pause in services followed a directive from the Bank of Ghana, which had suspended TapTapSend's partnership with local banks and fintech companies for 1 month. In an interview with Citi Business News, head of TapTapSend Africa, Daryl Mauto Abraham, said users can once again send money from the UK, Europe, Canada, the US and the UAE to their loved ones in Ghana.
Obviously, we are incredibly grateful that the Bank of Ghana met with us, engaged with us, TapTapSend, and allowed us to resume our services to Ghana before the busiest time of the year. So remittances, the last quarter of the year, and especially in December, Christmas time, is a time that people send the most money. So this inconvenience of not being able to send money to Ghana for the last 3 weeks has hit customers really hard. We are really grateful that we are back and we are able to serve our customers who want to send money. So now is the time to send money. TapTapSend is back. We are bigger, we are stronger, we are better, and we hope to serve our Ghanaian customers and to bring more money into the country. Remittance makes up more than 6% of Ghana's GDP. TapTapSend, we are doing all the best we can to help bring more dollars and more foreign exchange into the country, and we are grateful that the Bank of Ghana has given us the permission to resume our services to allow us to do this.
That was the head of TapTapSend Africa, Daryl Mauto Abraham, ending Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Hawa Idrisi Mustafa. Up next is Point Blank.
Detailed news, unparalleled coverage. City News on 97.3 FM.
New Kivo hot pepper powder. Loco show. This advert is FDA approved.
Hello everyone, I'm Hanefriye, the Health and Safety Manager of Total Energies Ghana. I want to remind you of the importance of road safety, especially as the festive season draws closer. Road accidents don't just happen, they are caused. Reckless driving, overspeeding, and poor vehicle maintenance are some of the leading causes during this period. Here are a few tips to keep you safe. Always ensure your vehicle is in good condition before traveling. Please wear your seatbelt and avoid distractions like using your phone whilst driving. Let's commit to responsible behavior on the road this season. Remember, safety starts from you. Safety for me, for you, and for all. Afishapa.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
So, two issues that we have: the vandalism that we are seeing at a number of places. So we've seen reports coming from a number of areas. We'll talk about that briefly, and also talk about how Parliament is going to look like after the dust settles. Daniel Sakite is with the Citi Business Desk. He's been out and about observing the attacks on a lot of installations, one of them being Ghana Gas. Daniel, you're welcome to Point Blank.
Thank you very much, Sandra.
So you went to Ghana Gas Company?
Yes, please, I did. And when I got to the Ghana Gas headquarters, it was relatively a tense atmosphere, but then it had not escalated to the point of the firing of warning shots. When I got there, the police were essentially trying to disperse the crowd in a very calm manner. Just when I was moving towards the main entrance of the Ghana Gas headquarters, that's when the soldiers, also numbering about 4, also just got off their track and came to order the NDC supporters who had gathered at the premises to move away, since the police were trying to use all forms of diplomatic engagements to get them to move, but then they were still refusing to go. So the soldiers stepped in, and the moment they got off their track, they ordered the NDC supporters to move away, but they were resisting that form of approach, and that led to the escalation of tensions and the confrontation that is all over the social media networks now.
Interesting. So we've also seen that the attacks have happened at other places. Do you know which other? Because we've seen National Petroleum Authority that they went there. Where else?
Yes. So the NDC supporters have also been to the passport offices. They have in recent weeks also visited the Metromas workshop and attacked the place ostensibly to also take control of the facility. They have also been to the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority to also take over the facility. So this is something that has been ongoing since the declaration of the presidential results for the 2024 general election.
How did you leave the place yourself?
Sandra, it took the grace of God to leave the place, because when we got there and the situation escalated that fast, the soldiers, when I showed my identity card to them, they told me to go behind them, and there was one company, it's called Soft Tech. It's just behind the Ghana Gas headquarters. So they made me seek refuge there, and I was there till when I was still there, I was still hearing the warning shots being fired and all sorts of confrontations ongoing, because when you listen to the conversations I heard, the NDC supporters were telling the soldiers that they were not afraid of the guns they had brought to the place, and that they will resist any form of force they intended to use to persuade them to leave the place. So it was ongoing. Then all of a sudden there was relative calm. Then the situation would also escalate again. Then in between it would go down. Then all of a sudden then the tensions went down. Then I was told that there were just a handful of people around. So it was a bit safe, because the police commander, the name has escaped me, but then he came to where the Soft Tech people were and came to inform everybody, especially when the situation happened, the company workers, they had not closed yet, so they were still inside the company offices, so they were also preparing to leave when the situation happened. So he came to inform them that it was relatively safe to go to their various destinations. So if anybody wanted to leave, they were prepared to escort them to the place, to board a car or something. So I also indicated my intentions to leave because the situation was getting rapidly tense. So I told him I wanted to leave, and he accompanied me to a point where it was relatively safe before I could file my report and do other things.
Daniel, thank you so much. But how do we know they are NDC people? Did they say they were NDC?
Yes, so they were holding the paraphernalias of the party, and also I did the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, Mustafa Bande, was invited to the place because of the report over.
He came there.
He
spoke to the people.
Yes, he spoke to the people
and told them
to leave the place, and that the NDC condemns all sort of vandalism against state property and whatever intention they hold. And he also confirmed that they were supporters of the party.
Thank you so much, Daniel Sakti of the City Business Desk, who went to witness the invasion of the Ghana Gas Company. I have videos of one person, at least, who was in there, who said that they were hiding in their various offices for hours before the police moved through. In fact, I've seen video of the police FPU route control tanks coming through there to the rescue of these particular individuals. Let's go to George Opare Ado. He's the National Youth President or National Youth Organizer of the NDC. Pablo, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. Why have you unleashed your thugs on state institutions, vandalizing property and attacking innocent workers?
Omar, let me first say good evening to those who are listening to us this evening. And let me also say that the NDC has not unleashed any tax on anybody. Moreover, there are no tax in the NDC. If anybody chooses to go out there and do anything untoward, the NDC is not responsible. The NDC has not sanctioned anybody to go out there to do anything of that sort. The National Democratic Congress is a law-abiding political party. We are the midwives of Ghana's democracy, and we respect the rule of law. The NDC is not interested in going out there to vandalize state property. Ghanaians have voted for us overwhelmingly, and we are going to take over the affairs of this country. And so we will not send anybody to go out there and destroy the very institutions we are going to govern and work with. And so anybody who goes out there, let's not ascribe the NDC to them. Let's treat them as young men and women who have gone out there on their own and are not being shielded by any political party. Yesterday, the General Secretary of the NDC issued a statement and told everybody to remain calm. When President Mama also spoke to the nation yesterday, he also advised that everybody should remain calm. So if these two senior men of our party have spoken and anybody else chooses to go out there and do anything untoward, the NDC will not accept responsibility for it. I have issued a statement this evening calling on all our supporters to remain calm. I know people are interested in the issues of accountability. We assure them that oral is coming. And so the NDC is going to investigate when we assume the office of government on the 7th of January 2025. Anybody who has taken any state property, anybody who has looted state property, anybody who has confiscated to himself state assets and properties that are not supposed to be with him, we assure you that due process will be followed, and anybody who is found culpable will be processed and brought to book. That notwithstanding, we don't sanction anybody to go out there and do anything that the party has not sanctioned. As National Youth Organizer, I'm calling on all young people of the NDC that they should remain calm. Nobody should go out there and give the NDC a bad name. We also know that people who are not even NDC members will end up picking up party t-shirts to go there and cause trouble. We also know that some members of the NPP who are not happy with their leadership are out there fomenting trouble all in the name of the NDC. And so let nobody from the NDC do anything that will give the party a bad name. And we call on the police to act with dispatch and deal ruthlessly with anybody who goes to any state installation to cause any trouble. The NDC is not responsible for this.
So are you saying that they are not your party members, or you are saying even if they are, you have not sanctioned it, and so to the extent that this is not on your instruction, the police are free to act in the manner they deem fit in ensuring law and order?
The Secretary of the NDC has issued a statement asking everybody to desist from this act of vandalism and looting of states and looting of properties. His Excellency, the incoming president, the president-elect of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, have asked for calm. So I don't see why anybody would disrespect these two gentlemen, His Excellency the President-elect and our General Secretary, and go ahead and do anything that the party has not sanctioned. As I speak to you, the NDC has not sanctioned any of these acts. I know most people are frustrated because of how this government has looted the country. We assure them that when we assume the affairs of the state on the 7th of January, every single individual who has done wrong to this country shall be brought to book and will be made to account for his stewardship. So they should just be patient with us until we assume the reins of government. And then we'll prosecute all wrongdoers. Nobody has the right to judge anybody guilty until a court of competent jurisdiction does that. And so they should remain patient with us until the right things are done.
What about your supporters at the coalition centers who are, again, leading to the chaotic scenes we are witnessing? What's your message to them?
As for our supporters at the coalition centers, it is the Electoral Commission that has brought about this problem. I remember yesterday when I went to the Greater Accra Coalition Center, I said it, that coalition shouldn't take this long. All of us have our pink sheets. When we are putting 120 pink sheets together with figures, it doesn't take 2 days, it doesn't take 3 days. It doesn't take more than 72 hours to collate results. Because the more you delay, the more tension builds up. And Ghanaians have genuine mistrust for the Electoral Commission because of some of the things they've done. You realize that in Ablekuma, Okaikwe Central, returning officers have tried to change results on pink sheets. They have actually taken counterfeit pink sheets to fill for the NPP. When after the end of polls, we have all filled pink sheets, results have been declared at the polling stations. And so these people are criminal, and we believe that the special prosecutor must prosecute some of these officers. When these things happen, people get agitated. And so those who are the coalition centers, even though we don't support the act of vandalism, we don't support any form of riots or anything, it is the Electoral Commission that has brought these things onto itself. As I speak to you, we all know what the CI says. It is instructing, as of this morning, Jim Mensah is instructing his district and regional officers not to go ahead with coalition. After 72 hours, clearly people will be agitated. Clearly it will build tension. And so that's why you cannot blame anybody. We told Jim Mensah and the Electoral Commission to do this thing early, declare that we have our pink sheets. But
their officers are being intimidated. It's fair if they ask them to suspend until their safety can be guaranteed.
Because if we realize that your officers are conniving and are conniving with the other side, definitely people will be agitated and people will come at you. And before the elections, I issued a warning telling electoral officers that go there and do your job. When you do your job, nobody will have issues with you. Those who did their job, did anybody go to intimidate them? So far, we have results from more than 265 constituencies. Did anybody go there to intimidate them? It was the officers who refused to do the right thing. There are those who are having issues and are being confronted with the truth.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us. That's George Opariado. He's National Youth Organizer of the NDC. He's also known as Pablo. So the attacks on the installations at various places, we've received reports from Ghana Gas. Daniel Sakti has just finished sharing that detail with us here on Point Blank. We've also received information that MPA, there was a similar action at the Tema port. We are told that they were there as well to intimidate the people there and possibly try and take over the place. We also know that while all of this is happening, there was also an attempt on Metro Mass, an earlier one at the Forestry Commission Achimota offices here in Accra. Now we have another angle to this particular story. This one we do not know if it's related to elections or it's a purely criminal matter outside. Michael Sapon-Fun, our correspondent in the Brong and Ahafo regions, the region that used to be called Brong and Ahafo region, is reporting about what's happening in Wenchi. We are told that youth there have beaten up the police commander. Earlier we were told the policeman has been killed, but this report suggests that he was beaten to pulp and that some inmates of the police station have been released. Let's go to Michael Sapon. For Mike, please tell us more on what you've gathered so far.
Yeah, thank you very much. As you said, you were into, according to sources I gathered, the police commander earlier today went to effect an arrest. When he got to the community, the suspect was not there, so the wife was picked to the police station. And the youth within the community, hearing about this, rushed to the police station, released the wife of the suspect, vandalized the area, broke into the cell at the police station and released 5 inmates. And in the process, they also, the police commander was also beaten to a pulp. They destroyed his vehicle and also other properties, including a television, fridge and other accessories within the police. And later on, so the police commander was rescued, and as we speak, I am reliably informed that he's currently on admission at the Serenity Teaching Hospital. So, Morrison, that's what transpired today.
So this has nothing to do with the elections necessarily, and also not with what we are reporting about attacks on installations. We don't know the identity of the people who did the attack, do we?
For now, it has nothing to do with what is happening across the country. And the youth, we don't know their party relation as we speak now. But this is what transpired today in the Wenchi municipality.
Thank you so much, Michael Sapon for reporting. Have all regional results, constituency results in the region you covered, do you have all results? Have we done and dusted Brong and Ahafo regions, as in Bono East and Ahafo regions? Have all the results come out?
For now, Bono is ready. They are done with it. Ahafo is done. It's not with Bono East. You know, there's a contention in the Techiman South constituency, where alleged use of the NDC pounds on the police and party agents who were collating the results at the Techiman Divisional Police Command, and in the process, all the pink sheets were bent. So as we speak, the Bono East region has not been able to collect everything because of the contention in the Techiman South constituency.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. That's Michael Sapon Inform reporting for us from the Bono region. This is 97.3 Citi FM. Point Blank is a segment on Eyewitness News. Let me bring in Nia Ikwe Okan. He's our parliamentary correspondent. I want to see what exactly the situation in the parliamentary level is. Nia Ikwe Okan is our correspondent in Parliament. Charlie, as of December 7, it was 137, and one independent. Now the other thing has changed.
Yeah.
What do we have? What was the picture that you have of the shape of Parliament?
Okay. So from the figures that we've gathered so far from the Electoral Commission, over 180 of these parliamentary seats have been captured by the National Democratic Congress NDC, with a few outstanding constituencies that are also yet to be declared. So that is the picture we have now. And then out of this, there are key figures of the New Patriotic Party who have not been able to secure their seats. One of these MPs is Kobna Tahir Hammond, Adansi Asokwa MP, who was not able to secure
Nobody
the
knows
seat.
him as Kobna Tahir.
Well, he is the so KT Hammond, to put it, and then he is the exactly. So he is currently the Minister for Trade and Industry. Unfortunately, he lost in the parliamentary race, and he actually has been a long-serving member of Parliament since 2001. KT Hammond has been in Parliament. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to secure the term this time round. And then some of these MPs also are Henry Kwate. He has also been in Parliament since 2012. Iowa Central MP, former Greater Accra Regional Minister, noted for his commando activities in the Greater Accra region, but currently the Interior Minister. Unfortunately, he was also not able to secure his
for him.
Yes, he was not also able to maintain his seat. And then you also have Lydia Sarah Malasan of Iowa West Wogon,
Minister for Sanitation.
Exactly, who was also unseated by John Dumelo, popularly known as a Ghanaian actor. So these are some of the key figures of the New Patriotic Party.
But those are not the only ministers.
Exactly.
The Minister for Pensions.
Pensions, yes. Ignatius Bafowa,
he also lost.
Exactly. And then you also have the Minister for Environment, Science, Technology, that's Ophelia Hayford Infantiman, who also was not able to secure her seat. You have Deputy Information Minister Sylvester Tete, who also failed to secure. Exactly.
He has lost.
Yes, he's also lost. And then Dakwan Newman of Okankwe South, who also lost her seat.
Are those the only main ones? That what's happening with Nsawam Adreju? And I think you should use this microphone. I'm having difficulty hearing you. If you could just switch to this side. Yes. What's happening to Nsawam Adreju? We are told that the majority chief whip is really struggling there too, and possibly there are reports that he has lost.
Yes, so those reports are coming in. We are yet to get official confirmation from the Electoral Commission regarding the Nsawam Adreju seat, because it's under contention. Frank Anodompre says that, well, he doesn't believe that he's lost that particular seat. So we are waiting for the further, directives from the Electoral Commission as to how exactly to go about this particular seat. He is the majority chief whip in Parliament currently, and then we are expecting to see what the way forward will be for that particular seat.
We didn't add the Minister for Tourism, MP for Second D.
Yeah. So Andre Japamesa was also not able to maintain his seat. He lost.
In the north, are there some notable MPs who lost their seats?
Well, in the north,
I think the deputy Chinia is what? Deputy Honorable Chinia is
Deputy Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources.
That's Sisala East.
Yes, Sisala East. Exactly the case.
The member of Parliament for Nanton Tuferu has also lost.
Yeah.
He's also a deputy minister, I think, for agriculture.
Yes, that's the case.
And
but the other finance minister, Karaga MP, actually securing or maintaining his seat.
The minister for railway development, he's also an MP.
Yes. Peter Amewu also failed to maintain his seat, so he's also lost that seat to the NDC. Exactly, it's very, very massive. In fact, these are people, members of Parliament whom people least expected that they were going to lose their seats. So it came as a surprise when these major bigwigs of the New Patriotic Party actually lost these seats, and people keep wondering what exactly could be
the Minister for Health, former Minister for Health, he lost.
Yeah.
Hawa Kumsin
also failed to secure the seat for Awutu Senya East. Exactly.
She also lost.
Now Koyo actually won that seat for the NDC.
Wow.
Yeah.
How is Parliament going to look like?
Well, so with this happening, you're going to have the right-hand side of the speaker being occupied by the majority, obviously the National Democratic Congress, and then you would have the majority leader coming from the NDC. And then when you have that, you also have the leader of the government business, obviously the majority leader. And usually the speaker is elected with support from the majority. So this would obviously come from the NDC side.
It means the speaker is most likely going to be an NDC person.
Exactly the case.
And the numbers that they have, they may not need the MPP side in Parliament to do anything.
Not at all. So mostly when this happens, they are able to push the agenda of the government, especially when the ruling president is also aligned to the particular party. It makes it easier for them to also easily pass their budget and then go through with some bills and some key policies that the government also intends to
It's getting to out. Nearly 2/3 majority for the NDC side.
Exactly the case.
Do we know what is going to happen at the minority? Well, now you can call the minority. I mean, for the next Parliament.
Yeah, the 9th Parliament.
The NPP side. Do we know what's going to happen with them? Any plans? Any announcements yet?
Well, so they will form the minority, obviously. Lean. Yes, that will be a lean minority. So they would occupy the left-hand side of the speaker, and then the independent candidates who have also won, they would also be able to.
Have we heard anything from Alexander Apenyomakin, the current majority leader, yet?
Currently, we haven't heard anything from Alexander Apenyomakin regarding this whole scenario that we have.
Meanwhile, the House is supposed to resume
on Monday.
On Monday,
yes.
Do we know whether they will come?
Obviously, they would have to come because.
But it's not the new ones who have been elected who are coming. It's
they will take over
MPs.
From 7th January. But for now, you have the old MPs who are currently in the House who would be expected to actually appear before Parliament on. December 16th.
So the Speaker has summoned them?
Yes.
So that they can continue the final laps of things before next year?
Yeah, that is the case.
Thank you so much, Nia Ikwe Okai. You have an English name. Which one is this?
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel Nia Ikwe Okai is our correspondent in Parliament. He covered Ododo for us. Ododo fell, remained NDC, right?
Yes. So that seat has predominantly been won by the NDC since 1992.
So Neil Antivandapoe is not running. The NDC chose someone else.
Yeah, Alfred Nikoti.
And he has
also won.
Very well. Yeah. Thank you so much. That's Emmanuel Nia Yuko, our parliamentary correspondent, reporting for us. That will be it for Eyewitness News tonight. My name is Umaru Sandamado. I did this with Hawa Idrisu. Production by Kobina Wilson. Technical support from Desmond Nyako. We will be back tomorrow at 17:30 GMT. Emmanuel Usu of the new media team, who is the head, led his team to support us to bring you the live stream. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening. Let me just say that if you want to know more on the transition process and the John Mahama election, his special assistant, Joyce Bar Muktari, is going to be my guest at 9 p.m. on television tonight on Face to Face. You want to stay tuned in on Channel 1 TV to watch that. Have a good night.